I got it and I was like, Jess, why is he sending me a picture of a fucking blow dryer? You sent me the first picture and I was like, I don't give a shit about a blow dryer, bro.
Well, I understand. You're blind. You can't fucking see. You're like a small child. You only see the thing on the front. You don't look at the bigger fucking picture.
Why would you put the blow dryer above the Elgato?
I didn't fucking make the picture, jackass.
It was centered on the blow dryer.
He also forgot to hide the massive dildo in the background too.
I did see that. Yep. Big old blackie.
Hey, they sell on eBay, man.
The big old fist.
Those people just want to buy it off eBay all discreetly. I secretly draw a little cock on the box. You know what we got. But no, I didn't take the fucking picture, dude. That was the preview the night before.
Sure
they always show pictures of like their top things, and they weren't showing that. They didn't even know what it was.
Right.
They were showing.
They
were showing the damn Revlon hairdryer.
You smell something?
Hold on to your butts.
The battle of wits has begun.
Take your sticking paws off me,
finds a way.
damn dirty ape!
Hello there.
This is Sparta!
You're a wizard.
Yes, they deserve this, and I hope they burn in hell!
Take a big step back and literally
Fuck your own face!
Do or do not. There is no try.
Beetlejuice.
You ever dance with the devil in the pale?
I'm your huckleberry.
Beetlejuice.
Thinking what I'm thinking about.
Hallelujah!
Aim for the bushes.
Holy shit!
That doesn't make sense.
Where's the
I
Tylenol?
believe the common denominator of the universe is not harmony, but chaos, hostility, and murder.
All right, everybody, welcome to Pop Culture Kick. It is Sunday, February 13th. Let's get it started.
Woo!
Woo woo! What's going on, everyone? Thank you, Mark. This is Nick Zilla signing in.
Hey, this is Keith coming at you from San Antonio.
Yeah. Sorry for that delay in the speaking. His brain ain't awake yet, apparently.
I haven't had my morning coffee.
I got my morning coffee right here.
Yeah, you need to inject that shit straight to your veins to wake up.
Yeah, no kidding.
So we're gonna get into some pop culture kicking news, and then we'll hop into some things we've watched. Mark, you got a news story you want to start off with?
Yeah, actually, not really much new. I mean, well, it is news in a sense. It's just a series that's supposed to be coming to Amazon Prime in April of this year. It is called The Terminal List, starring Chris Pratt.
Oh, tell me about it. What do you know anything about it at all, or what is it?
So it is about a Navy SEAL that is investigating his the killing of his platoon.
All right. So is it like
Okay.
it's post, like he's out and now he's doing an investigation type thing?
Right, yes, he's a former Navy SEAL.
All right. Hey, it's got Chris Pratt. I'm down. It's
yeah. It's got Chris Pratt. It also has Jai Courtney, Taylor Kitsch, Patrick Schwarzenegger, a bunch of really good actors, plus also some real actual former Navy SEALs. Shout out to Jared Shaw. He's the one that actually told me about the Terminal List and to look out for it. Also, it has UT alumni and former Green Beret Nate Boyer in the cast as well.
awesome. Hell yeah. Yeah, how have I not even heard of this? I love Jai Courtney, man. That dude puts on some good movies.
Antoine Fuqua actually directed one of the episodes for the series.
All right. Yeah, dude, Antoine does some good stuff too, man.
Yeah, and it's based on the book by Jack Carr. I believe it's actually a book series.
Hell yeah. Let's see. Antoine. Wait. Fuck, what was that? What was that last movie I watched that Antoine did? Oh, man. Shit, I can't think of it. Quick,
Let's see.
somebody name something.
Well,
I can't think of it.
Equalizer was a really good one. I don't know if he did the did he direct the second Equalizer or just the first one?
I think he produced the second one.
Yeah, but I mean, he's well known for obviously, for Training Day.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I
Yeah,
Southpaw with Jake Gyllenhaal was a really good one too.
Googling right now.
that's it. I knew I just saw it.
But he
'Cause-
produced that one. He didn't direct it.
okay.
He
Yeah,
also
man.
did The Magnificent Seven. That was a good one.
Yeah, the remake that also had Chris
Yep.
Pratt.
Yes, it
He's-
did.
he-
So I'm wondering if he's keeping the same character line.
No, usually if directors like the actor and the actor likes the director, they, look at like
To stick together, like Seth
Look at-
Rogen and
look at Quentin Tarantino and his rogues gallery of people. They love working
Yeah.
with them, right?
Yeah.
None of those people need to go do those art house, grindhouse style movies. Their careers
Yeah.
are bigger than that, but they love working with him.
And just like, Chris Nolan loves working with, a lot of the same actors too. I mean, look at
Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy. Yeah, he's
Yep.
like, he's in a bunch of Chris Nolan movies.
Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
He same thing. They get along real well. Then hell yeah, let's do it, right?
So yeah, so look out for the Terminal List. Like I said, it's supposed to be coming on Amazon Prime in April 2022.
Okay, hell yeah, I'm down. Chris Pratt, Jai Courtney, hell yeah. Antoine has a certain like look to his stuff. It's I don't know. It's like the way his coloring is and stuff. Like it's a
Yeah.
gritty, just
Yeah, it's
Kinda-
very gritty. I know, like
kinda
a lot of the
muted.
colors are kind of like washed
Like,
out a bit
muted
too.
colors. Yeah,
yeah. It's just sleazy looking, but it's good. It draws you in.
Well,
you know?
yeah, I mean, look at Training Day. Training Day was like the prime example of like the look and feel that Antoine Fuqua likes to use for his movies.
Dude, I almost texted you guys a clip the other night. I was watching Fringe. I started that show. I've never watched it, and I've always wanted to. It was like a modern X-Files type thing. And the first episode, I had to keep covering my goddamn eyes because of so many lens flares. And I was gonna send you a text and be like, who do you think produced this show?
Yeah, J.J. Abrams.
Fucking J.J. Abrams with his goddamn
Yeah.
lens flares. They were everywhere, man. There was like a scene of this guy and the girl kissing, and it's just blind. You can't. The people aren't even in focus because there's so many lens flares flying around. That's funny. Well, speaking with Chris Pratt, did any of you guys watch the new Jurassic World trailer that dropped?
yeah, that actually looked really good. And
Holy
No.
shit!
Didn't check
Jess
it
and I
out
were
yet.
going back. We were like, "How many are these?" All right, so we looked it up on IMDb, and
6.
we were like, "Man, we need to catch up on this series too."
Oh my god, dude! That trailer, when freaking someone busts through the trailer door and the lady's like sitting there trying to like cover stuff up, and in walks freaking Alan Grant,
Right?
and he's like Ellie Sadler, and I was like, oh my god! I just creamed in my pants. You brought my childhood back to me.
Right? Like, what?
So yeah, I am stoked about that movie.
And when does that come out? This year?
Yeah, it comes out in I think June. It's coming. It's coming real soon.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
let me
Nice.
check out the trailer real quick because I actually hadn't gotten a chance to watch it yet.
Hell yeah. Dude, it is a wicked good trailer. Like it's showing you like how they are more in the wild, right? You've got the velociraptors that are in the Arctic are growing feathers like the real velociraptors did.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
isn't like the premise of it like basically the dinosaurs have taken over the world and now the humans have to like try to take back what they can.
Yeah, so they're breeding and they're taking over faster than the humans can catch them and stop them pretty much. So it's a Terminator scenario.
They have no more control.
Yeah, they're like T-Rexes like running through cities and just destroying stuff. I mean,
Which I've always wanted to see.
in it ain't Godzilla, right? It's a T-Rex. Just take a bazooka to the damn thing and it's done. But
Yeah,
you know,
T-Rex does not give a shit.
but it's just cool because ever since the first one, and then we saw a Lost World where the T-Rex got loose in San Diego, a whale's vagina, and we see it running through the city. We're like, oh my god, everyone wants more of that, and we had to wait 3 more movies for it, and now we're finally going to get to see dinosaurs loose in the wild, and
Yeah.
and a super cute baby blue.
Yup.
Oh yeah, they're gonna come out with a little baby blue plushy toy for that.
Well,
Oh, they're
gotta
going to be all
compete
over.
with Baby Yoda, right? Because Disney flopped on that marketing.
Oh, dude. Well, no, they were smart. All right, so the reason they didn't release anything for Grogu, Baby Yoda, early prior to him being let out was because they wanted to keep the surprise for the show. That was a very big Filoni and what's his name? Oh god damn it, Mark, give me his name. Happy from Spider-Man.
John Favreau.
Favreau. Yeah. That was a huge Favreau and Filoni thing. Is they said, look, I understand it's Christmas time. People are gonna want to buy all the Baby Yoda. They want all of it. Well, they
But they didn't
kept
want
it.
the spoilers.
They wanted the integrity of the show to be intact without the spoilers of it. They wanted everyone to be like, holy shit, universally across every household, right? And so I kind of applaud them for that because Disney did not. They're like, what the fuck are you
it's
talking about?
genius.
We could have made $2 billion worth of toy sales alone this Christmas.
Yeah.
But no, granted, Baby Blue is not going to be anywhere near as cute as Baby Yoda. But, if Hot Toys makes one, I'll probably buy one.
Okay.
So,
There you go.
so next up, did you guys see?
Hold up.
All right,
I got something that I'm pretty
Hold
excited for.
Okay. Hold up. Go ahead.
First off, I want to talk about the
No,
whole.
you're gonna have to wait till the next episode.
Dagnabbit.
And that's all, folks.
That's all the
Sorry,
kicking you're
Matt
getting.
Damon, we're out of time.
Suddenly ran out of time. Gotta cut it short.
Go ahead, man.
All right, so first I want to talk about the Microsoft Activision being under scrutiny from the FTC for antitrust.
Ooh.
Yeah,
okay.
so-
There we go. So monopoly busting.
Well, and I saw that Microsoft made the announcement that they're going to keep Call of Duty multi-platform to keep them from getting in trouble for that.
Like I said, I knew that was gonna happen.
Yeah, kind of had to.
But what we don't know is what part of it are they going to keep. So my guess is still going to be that they're going to keep Warzone, but they're going to fold the multiplayer into Warzone where you can go and just select the mode that you want, and that will all be kind of free to play. And
that would be an interesting thing to kind of look at, like if they do that would be kind of cool, because like if you see like the Warzone map and then you could go into a team deathmatch or something in like a smaller part of that map or whatever, so you can kind of see how it relates to like the overall picture. That would be an interesting way to do it.
And they do that right now. They have small death matches.
You said doo-doo.
I knew you were going to say that. You broke yours up. I was going to do the same thing to you a second ago when you said doo-doo. But that is something that they do right now, is they have the death match on parts of the Warzone map, which is cool. But what I'm saying is you launch into Warzone, they make that the name of the game essentially. And then you can select if you want to go to multiplayer or into Warzone, right? They make it free to play. And then because they make $1 billion off of these games multiplayer wise, just off of people buying all the guns, the armor, all the cosmetic
skins.
shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? They
All
make
that shit I get for free.
they make a fucking killing off of that. So
Yeah.
I have a feeling they do that, and then what this will allow them to do, because if you notice, the campaigns are getting slower, shorter and shorter. Like I think Vanguard's campaign was like 4 hours or something like that. Like
I think it's just because they released a bad game.
well,
Yeah, I didn't even play the Vanguard campaign.
what I'm thinking is that, you take a team like Infinity Ward that really does love Call of Duty, let them make the campaign, right? Because they love doing the campaign part. Let them make their campaign. Let it take 2 years, right? Release a Call of Duty every 2 years. They don't have to do it every year anymore, but you can keep the live service of the multiplayer live and allow them to keep releasing those each year with updates and just keep it going.
Infinity Ward did the Modern Warfare series, right?
Yeah, they just announced that Part 2, Modern Warfare 2, is coming out this year.
Modern Warfare 2. That was the best game in my mind.
The original?
That was a hell of a game.
The original.
Dude, Mark and I, remember Mark, we would go hunt all those little badges and shit, and we'd play for hours trying to figure out how to get that shit.
That was
that's why I was happy.
Series.
Yeah, and that's why I was happy when they brought the new Modern Warfare, and they brought a lot of that stuff back, like the emblems and and the call signs and all that stuff. It like really reminded me of Modern Warfare 2.
That Modern Warfare that just came out 2 years ago is, in my opinion, the best Call of Duty we've had since Modern Warfare 2 10 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, hell, I was just playing it this morning before we started the podcast.
Hell yeah. Yeah. So they announced that Part 2 is coming this year.
Beautiful.
And so, the Microsoft merger is not going to take place for another year or two. It's going to take that long to clear everything. So you've got studios like Raven Software, you've got Treyarch, Sledgehammer, you got all these companies that are just stuck making Call of Duty every year. And I think what Microsoft's going to do is what I would do, in the rumor that I heard, was that they're going to keep the online multiplayer as a service yearly, right? Because it's just a cash cow, and then slow down the campaign part of it and allow some of these other studios like Raven, who made. Do you remember the old like Wolverine Origins game that was badass? And
yeah, dude, that one was awesome.
Like Raven's made some badass games. Let's let them go make some more good games. Get them off of Call of Duty, right? All those studios got sucked in from Activision and put on Call of Duty because Call of Duty was the biggest thing they had.
Just put strictly on Call of Duty.
That's all they've been doing. They haven't been doing anything else. They're all backup teams to keep running all these these games.
I want to say Ravensoft did Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Yeah, dude. I think they did the original.
The last one or the original?
No, the original one.
It was like Neversoft.
And, that was it.
Yeah.
That was it.
But Raven did something back then too. Like they've made some really good games that we grew up with. I can't remember if they helped with the original Spider-Man or not game. Either way, pull some of that talent off of there. If Microsoft's going to do this, you know what they've been doing, right? They have they formed the coalition that makes Gears of War games. They have 343 that makes Halo games, right? Yeah. Make a super studio that focuses just on Call of Duty and just put it open. Hey,
if they make a super studio that focuses on Call of Duty, it's going to end up just like Activision because that's what they did.
No.
Well, no, because Activision kind of traded off the property to other studios.
Yeah, they assigned it out, but they're not pushing a new Halo every year, a new Gears of War every year. We get them every 4, 5, 6 years.
I just hope Microsoft takes their time with Call of Duty and, like you said, releases every 2, 3, 4 years instead of every year.
They'll have to keep the multiplayer and Warzone running, right? That's the only thing really that they have to keep going. But how they do it, I think, is how we're going to see, because there's a lot of turmoil, right? Activision's they're trying to unionize because of all the bullshit that was going on over there, right?
crunch time and all that stuff.
Well, all the sexual assault, all the
I didn't hear about that.
oh my god, dude. Like if you just go watch some of these videos, it's disgusting the shit they were doing. Like they'd go on company trips and like the CEO or one of the bosses or something would like show up to one of the girls' rooms with like giant dildos and shit and taking pictures and like forcing stuff. Like it's disgusting.
That's disgusting.
It was
Yeah,
bad.
it's fucked up. Like people are going to jail, you know, and Microsoft bought it knowing all this problem that's going on. Raven Software, like all these companies are like picketing outside and refusing to work, and they're all excited for Microsoft to come in because they have a different culture.
Yeah,
People
and
love.
Microsoft is going to clean that shit up pretty quick.
Exactly.
Well, they said the day that it goes into effect, the CEO of Activision is gone.
Good.
They're like you're out. Yeah, they're like, hey, take your $70 fucking billion and fuck off, right? That's what's gonna happen. They're gonna come in. They've already been having talks with the people, and the employees have been stating on Twitter and stuff. They're like, hey, we're excited. You know, we just hope they come in and help clean up this culture, which they will. Because none of Microsoft Studios have this problem. You know, they allow them to work what they want to work on. They don't push the crunch. I mean, look at what they did with Halo with the launch of the Xbox. For 2 years, they told us it was going to launch that day. They came in and said, hey, we're not going to crunch our employees. We understand there's a problem and there's issues with it. Let's just delay the game. We'll take mud to the face. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, when you got a company that's that liquid with cash funds, they have time to wait.
Right, exactly. And plus the thing is if they do actually wait to release the game, they can release the game in a better state. I mean, look at all the fuck ups that DICE has done in the past with their release of their Battlefield games and like just the shit quality that those games were released in.
Bro, that's on my news.
2042. We played it for like 2 weeks.
Not even. I've played like 5 fucking matches and I haven't picked up the goddamn game since. Get this. This is on my news report, one of my news things today. Over 60,000 people, 60,000 people have signed a petition telling DICE they want their money back for this game.
Actually, as of Friday, it's actually over 150,000 people that have signed the petition.
God damn. That's 40,000 people in 2 days because I wrote this down on Wednesday. 100,000 people saying, look, you guys fucked up, right? Like Cyberpunk had that problem. And Cyberpunk refunded everybody. They said, hey, we know, we fucked up, we're sorry. You know, I played Cyberpunk. I didn't have any issues with it. I
think the biggest issues came for Cyberpunk. I think it was on the old gen consoles, not the new gen consoles.
Right. I was playing on a Xbox One X. I wasn't playing on the new one yet. I was playing on the One X, and I had no issues. There was one or two times where someone was like floating in the air, but it wasn't game breaking. Right. It wasn't broken. That game is fucking fun, right? I still play it every now and again because the DLC's coming, but you know, they learned from their lesson. They said, look, we shouldn't have released it. We shouldn't have said all these versions were coming out at the same time. We should have just released the ones that were ready and then delayed the other ones. I mean, and they took a beating. They lost a lot of money, but the studio also has a lot of money to make that mistake and keep going.
Yeah.
I think Halo did it right. 343 did it right. Releasing the multiplayer first, getting the hype, and then releasing the campaign.
Well, they knew they had to do something. They had to get it out there in people's hands because we've been waiting a long time. Microsoft needed that win. And
I mean, we've been waiting for
6 years.
6?
Yeah.
Since Halo 5, that came out in 2014 or something like that. 2015.
That's almost 8 years.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
So speaking of Halo.
Speaking of Halo.
Did you guys see the Bungie acquisition by Sony?
Hold on. No. I'm talking about the Halo TV series.
Yeah.
That now may not be released on time because of the composer. suing, saying that he wasn't compensated for all of his work.
Which one, Marty O'Donnell or the one for the TV show?
Damn,
Do you
I
know?
forgot his name.
Okay. Well, Marty O'Donnell, I think, is the one that did the original Halo score, the one that we all know, that one.
Yeah, it looks like it's a lawsuit over unpaid music royalties could
It
block
is.
the
It's
release.
Marty O'Donnell and Mike Salvatore.
That's them. They're the ones. So, you know what? It's Paramount. They got money. Pay the fucking people. It's Halo. The show, people are excited and will go on and see the show. This show has been in like delayed hell for like 15 years.
Yeah. Yeah,
Hell,
because it looks like O'Donnell said, and I'm looking at the article right now, it says he wasn't a work for hire with Bungie. It was a licensing deal.
okay. Yeah.
So it wasn't like a one-time payment thing or anything like that.
Hey, it makes sense. It's how you keep the paychecks coming.
Yeah. So they're
Yeah,
talking
about them
about
residuals.
the court issuing an injunction to stop the TV show from being released because it has, I guess it would be what, unlicensed music or unofficial music.
Well, I think they could still release the show and then just, go through the lawsuit case with it. I mean, I don't see why they would want to because I don't see why they would want to do that because I mean, still as long as it gets released, that advertising money that everybody that the show's getting can also go into O'Donnell and Salvatore's pockets as well.
Yeah, they're going to want to keep it rolling through. The only reason I could see that they would delay is if, it's going to cost them a lot more. But at this point, and it sounds like it's on, it could be on like Microsoft to pay, who owns the licensing rights to the content.
Yeah, because it looks like Microsoft is saying that they were working on a work for hire basis, but O'Donnell says that it was always a licensed deal with Bungie. And that was before
Well,
Microsoft bought Bungie. So I'm guessing that when Microsoft bought Bungie, they, I guess, maybe changed the deal with
Right.
with the composers.
So I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the licenses, and it's actually owned. The Halo music is licensed from O'Donnell Salvatore Incorporated.
yeah.
There you go, right there.
Bungie doesn't own it. 343, Microsoft, none of that own the music right.
No, they retain their rights, and they're the ones who licensed it out.
So they should get paid.
Yep. Fucking come on. Microsoft's got like $800 billion cash. Just toss them $1 billion off the back of a truck and say, here, have a good day. Like, Bungie left Microsoft in 2007. We're hearing about this now. Like, come on.
Yeah, that's bullshit. Yeah.
That's because there's a TV show coming and they know that they want that licensing royalty, that, that Netflix money, that subscription fee money.
Which they're owed. I mean,
yeah,
it's owned by them.
I ain't saying they're wrong. I'm saying pay them. So on Bungie, on Microsoft, on Halo, Sony just bought Bungie for $3.6 billion.
Okay, what do they get out of that? The Destinies, I know that.
They don't have anything to Halo. Microsoft owns Halo. That was when they left in 2007. Microsoft retained that IP right. But they get Destiny. They get the other franchises that Bungie has done, which is older, I think, like Myth and some of the other games like that. But what they're getting is their technology, their engine, right? Destiny makes a lot of money. It's been online running this whole time. And Sony wants a big tentpole shooter that will be an online, competitor, right?
So they're trying to make a COD competitor.
No, I think what they want is they want just a
Like
big shooter,
like a Halo competitor, maybe.
right? Right. Destiny's not that, right? Sony owns one of my favorite Sony games that they've made was Killzone. The shooter was amazing and it looked beautiful. It looked amazing, but then they killed it off. They just stopped making it. What if they say, "Hey, Bungie, now that we own you, here's our toys. Can you play with them and give us something?" Right? So anyway, so they bought it for 3.6 billion. Um, nobody needs to worry about it. It's not a like knee jerk reaction to Microsoft Activision, right? This was something that has been in the works for a long time, behind the scenes. But what's weird to me is Bungie left Microsoft because they wanted to be independent and do their own stuff. And now they're getting bought by Sony, which is completely different. I mean, I get it. It's been 13 years, 15 years, things change, but
Sony's not gonna let them do everything that they want to do.
and Sony claims they are, but look at all Sony studios. None of them are really free to make what they want, right? Unless you're Kojima, which had left Sony, you don't have that freedom. Microsoft is usually the one who's known for saying, "Hey, we're going to acquire you. We're going to give you more toys, more people, more money, more time, make something beautiful," right? Sony's not known for that. And so I'm just curious of what they're going to do, but that was a big game merger, that news that came out within the last 2 weeks.
Yep. So, upcoming show. Have you guys heard of Human Resources?
No.
Nope.
It's the spin-off of Big Mouth, man. Coming to Netflix this
It's the monsters?
It's the hormone monsters.
Oh, fuck yeah. Rage.
Yep.
Nice.
Fucking rage.
March 18th, I think. It's coming to Netflix.
Hell yeah. Did you see that Futurama's coming back?
I did not.
Yeah, they're doing another season of Futurama. Yeah, I heard about that too.
So it's one of Hulu's top watch shows, right? People put it on, watch it all the time. They have that. They have all the Family Guy and stuff like that. But Futurama is one of their top rated shows that people watch a lot. So Hulu just paid for 20 new episodes, with all the voice actors coming back so far, except for John DiMaggio, but he's in negotiations for it. But I mean, how do you guys feel about getting a show where they recast the voice of Bender? Because honestly, to me, Bender is the show.
Yeah, he was the big hit. He was what held the show together and like made everybody love that show. Such a great character.
Bite my shiny metal ass.
Exactly. He's got all them one-liners.
I love Futurama. I went through that whole thing multiple times. And the thing is, Futurama ended good. They ended the cartoon. Most cartoons don't, or shows like that don't get a proper ending. And they ended it.
Right. They just kind of stop.
Yeah, Leela and Fry, they get together. They have that beautiful thing where the time is stopped and they grow old with each other, and they get together, and the show ends very well. So I'm curious to see what they're going to do on this.
Yeah, and how that's going to change the ending.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of changing endings, segue. Did you guys see that they released the Bob Saget's cause of death?
Yeah.
Head trauma. Yeah.
Yeah, he fell and he hit his head on something, didn't think anything of it, and went to bed. And I guess he had a concussion or something, and it killed him.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you bump your head, you don't go to bed because you're not going to wake up in the morning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's see. I've got
sad.
Well, that just killed the mood.
Yeah. Well, don't worry. I got some more positive stuff coming.
Well, we got to end it on a downer.
Here's a positive. The Boys season 3
Oh yeah,
Ooh yeah,
Coming
I'm
out-
looking forward to that
coming
too.
out June 3rd.
hell yeah.
Nice.
Hey, did you see Halo? You can go get your free, back to Halo real quick. They have the 3rd DLC for free for Game Pass members. You can get the battle rifle, green battle rifle now. You just
I
gotta,
am not a Game Pass member.
well, you don't get the free battle rifle then.
Oh no, the free. It's not really free. You're paying for it because you're a Game Pass member.
Yeah, but
It's free-ish, okay?
Halo tosses it to you for free.
Nope.
Let's see. Did you see Entertainment Weekly, In Style, and Eating Well magazines are all stopping production? No more magazines. They're all going away.
Which one?
In Style, which I don't imagine any of us read. Eating Well, which again probably we don't read, and then Entertainment Weekly, which again I don't read, but that would
Yeah,
be the only.
Entertainment Weekly is a pretty big
I
one.
But
Did
that's
hear
the-
about that one.
Yeah, all
They're
3 of
all
those
good.
are ceasing production. They're all no more magazine.
Everything's going on.
I'm sure that it's just to kind of move on to strictly online.
It's
They're not
all
gonna print anymore.
It's all streaming. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't even Entertainment Weekly anymore. It was like Entertainment Monthly. They weren't even doing a weekly magazine. So I mean, whatever. You know, I don't read magazines much anymore because I get all the news is free on the internet.
It
Comic
just might not be accurate.
For free.
get for free. Comic book news. So Superman, son of Kal-El, right? So it's Superman's kid who's now Superman. Is causing some more rifts in the comic book world. So issue 1 of that comic book was probably one of the least bought comics, and in my opinion is going to be one of the most worth ones later, which is why I got one. Excuse me. But the reason it was so controversial is because it showed Superman making out with another guy, right? It said that he was bisexual.
Hold on, I thought that was like Superman's kid or whatever.
Yeah, Superman, son of
Yeah, he
Kal-El.
just takes up the mantle of Superman.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so he's got like it's like a purple-haired boyfriend, someone you could picture it. But anyway, so he was it was very controversial. Like comic book people were like, what? Right? Because it came out of nowhere. He's like leaning over and like gingerly touching tips with their lips.
Right.
And so that was controversial, and that was like one of the least sold magazine or comics. So I picked one up. I'm going to get it graded because when you hear that, you think, in the future as a comic book person, I'm like, oh, hey, that means the first run of this didn't sell. That's going to make it a limited comic book.
Yeah, it means that, yeah, exactly. There's not going to be very many in circulation.
Yeah, and it came out during the Pride Month stuff. So I also picked up the DC Comics Pride, which had on the cover, it was Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy, which is actually was pretty cool artwork. But anyway, Superman, son of Kal-El, number 7 is now causing a stir again. This time, Superman is on strike and like picketing with a sign for climate control.
Get the hell out of here.
No, yeah, and I'm like, well, wait a minute.
Is he the one that's gonna be melting the polar ice caps then?
I'm like, well, wait a minute. Can't this
With
fucker
his
just
vision?
fly up there and use his freeze breath and,
Right,
and make
freeze
another
breath.
iceberg?
Isn't Superman supposed to be able to save the Earth?
We're talking about the guy who can single-handedly fly over a forest fire, put it out, go
With his urine.
Yeah, dig down and open up a water well for drought areas. Like, come on, we're talking about a guy who can single-handedly do this. Hell,
Single-handedly.
watch fucking.
And he's picketing like, hey, somebody else needs to take care of this.
Somebody needs to do something.
It gets even better. Hold on.
If only there was someone who could do something.
If there's only some man that was super enough to do this. So get this, right? I mean, hell, back in the 70s.
That's so stupid.
Back in the 70s, the motherfucker flew around counterclockwise around the earth and reverse time. Like, come on.
He can't reverse time.
So not only is Superman in the picket line, the son of Superman, right? but so is fucking Aqualad, Aquaman's kid, who controls the goddamn water.
Right? That's stupid.
Let's
Someone do something.
If
Look-
only there was a team of superheroes that could do something about all of this.
That motherfucker could march all the whales to hop on land and put out the forest fire by rolling around on it. Like, come on. What are you doing? You're sitting out here with goddamn picket signs when you can single-handedly go do this shit.
Oh my
Like,
god.
I mean, you can definitely tell you can tell the ideologies of the people that are writing these fucking books.
I can tell you who they voted for. So, all right, I got more comic book news. Guess who wants to play Wolverine? Who's been whining really hard and who is like publicly trying to get people to start a petition?
Yeah, Clint Eastwood's boy.
Fuck yeah, dude. Scott Eastwood wants to play
Scott
fucking
Eastwood.
Wolverine.
Yeah, I
Like-
think that would be a really good casting.
Dude, he's like hardcore wants to play Wolverine. He's asking people to fucking like start a petition and shit. Like, yeah, and then you've got Norman Reedus who's got posting all over Twitter with fan art and custom art of him as Ghost Rider. He really wants to play Ghost Rider.
Ooh, man, that would be a good one too.
Yeah, so he's been like, man, I really want to do this. I keep telling him I want to do this. So
If
just-
they're gonna
I mean,
recast,
let's
if they're gonna
Let's be honest. Norman Reedus would always be a better replacement to Nicolas Cage.
well, I mean, look, Nicolas Cage is a
Hey.
great actor. We're not gonna
Yeah, but
talk
Ghost
shit about
Rider
Nicolas
And
Cage.
Ghost Rider, come on.
well, look at but there's different versions of Ghost Rider, and I think Nicolas Cage's
Obviously, I'm
Ghost Rider
talking
was.
about the movie.
Well, I know, but I thought his were all right. You know, to me that chalks it up to like the 2004 Punisher, right? The Thomas Jane one, right? It's in those lines. It's not MCU level, but they're still fun Marvel movies. But here's my thing on Norman Reedus with Ghost Rider. I think it would be awesome, but I think they might go with the other one. The what's the Hispanic guy's name? He played Ghost Rider in the Netflix shows, I believe, where he's driving the car, not the motorcycle. Reyes. Anyway, there's a lot of different Ghost Riders out there, and now that they've introduced the Eternals, we could also have the Cosmic Ghost Rider. So, you know, I would love to see Norman Reedus do it, but do you think Disney's going to hire another white guy to play a main character again?
Right.
Right? You know
Not
what I'm
very
saying?
likely.
I mean, we've got
Who do you think? Who do you think they would cast then? If they're gonna recast Wolverine, who do you think they would be casting for Sabretooth?
oh man,
Who? I know we just talked about it. Who's wanting to go for Wolverine?
Scott Eastwood. He was in Suicide Squad. He was in shit. What the hell is that movie called? He looks just like his dad. He's good in the movies he's in. I think he was in Overlord. Oh no, that was well, he might have been in Overlord, but that's fuck, what the hell's his name? That's Kurt Russell's kid. Kurt Russell's
speaking of
kid was in
Suicide Squad,
Overlord.
We watched Suicide Squad 2.
I told you. I fucking told you. Holy shit, was that movie funny?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, that's the James Gunn directed one, right?
Yeah, dude, written and directed. We'll come back to the Sabretooth thing in a sec. I want to talk about the Suicide Squad because that movie, the first like 15 minutes of that movie when they all land on the beach. oh my god. Mongal and fucking Javelin.
Now, I haven't seen it before. So we put it on. I'm texting Nick. And I'm like, bro, what the hell is up with this weasel?
The fucking
and
weasel.
then-
That's James Gunn's brother.
And then 2 minutes later, I'm like, never mind, he's dead.
He fucking
Killed him right off.
they're doing a beach landing and they're jumping out of like a Chinook into the water, and the weasel's like the first one to go, and he fucking drowns in the first 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And anyone's like, did anyone realize the weasel can't swim? And Amanda
Yeah,
Waller looks like she wants to kill somebody.
I didn't see the movie, but I did see that part of it. It's fucking hilarious.
Oh my god. And Michael Rooker's character is like, what the fuck? Dude, now that you watch that, Keith, you have to go watch freaking Peacemaker.
Yeah, I know. He's all about.
You roboted out there hardcore, man.
I said, now I know what he's all about.
Oh my god. Hey, that's what I'm going to talk about later. So we'll talk about that after the news. We'll come back to Peacemaker.
Peace.
But
Peace.
hey, this beach could be covered in dicks. I'll eat every dick on this beach. That doesn't matter. I'll kill every man, woman, and child for peace. So Sabretooth, I don't know, man. Coming back to our previous thing here. No. I honestly, for X-Men, I want unknown people. I don't want a big famous star. I want them to do like they did with Spider-Man, right? With Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Get someone new.
Get some fresh blood in there. Yeah,
because think about it. These people have to sign on for 15 years.
Yeah.
They're going to have to sign on for 20 fucking films. And in right now, what Marvel's doing and Disney's, they're taking 3D scans of everybody. So that way they're, think about it. Their licensing contracts now will say, hey, you're going to star in 2 movies. You're going to cameo in 3 movies. You're just going to make a guest appearance in this one, but you're also contracted in for 10 virtual ones where you don't even have to show up. We'll digitally all create you into the movies, right? That's what's happening right now. They did that with Leia in Star Wars, Rogue One. They did it with Peter Cushing's, I think also in that movie. And you've got, they've been doing it for everybody. Luke Skywalker, Mark Hamill, right? So they've scanned all the MCU people. So they can say, hey, if we want a younger Robert Downey Jr. to show up,
right? Then
hey,
put him in there, yeah.
Hey, RDJ, here's $100,000 check. We're gonna throw a digital version of you to say 2 sentences in this movie.
Yeah,
right?
Just do the voice.
Yeah, so I mean that's kind of where we're going, and that runs down a slippery slope of a lot of stuff, when it comes to, hey, we can make them do whatever we want them to do because they contracted their digital likeness, but
right, you got the deep fakes and all that stuff that was pretty popular about like a couple years ago.
Well, and they're using it now. So the guy that does the deep fake of Luke Skywalker with Mark Hamill, he's in the Book of Boba Fett. They're like, fuck, this guy's doing this deep fake shit better than Disney was doing it. So they hired him to play young Luke Skywalker. And it looks just fucking like Luke Skywalker, like from Return of the Jedi. I'm like, holy shit. Could we get a sequel to Return of the Jedi that shows the training school, right? Because we don't have to have Adam Driver back for Ben Solo. We can have a young Ben Solo.
Yeah.
That means we can bring back Mark Hamill. Or Harrison Ford, or whatever we got to do. They can do that now because they have all those digital scans of them.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. But for Sabretooth, I really want them to do I want unknown people to come in. As much as I love Patrick Stewart, I don't want him to play Professor X again, right? Or James McAvoy. We don't have to. Yes, they're going to connect them probably through the multiverse, but let's have our own. Let's get our own MCU version of the X-Men.
Yeah,
that would be pretty cool.
Yeah,
I agree.
I got just a couple more news things here. Did you see that John Carpenter is scoring Stephen King's Firestarter reboot?
No, I did not. That's
no, I did not hear about that.
That's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, well, John Carpenter scores all of his own movies, right? He makes all him and his wife. They make all the music.
Yeah.
So
the iconic Halloween music and all that.
Yeah, exactly. So John Carpenter is going to score Stephen King's Firestarter reboot. The trailer's out there. So it's made by Blumhouse for one, which is awesome because Blumhouse has been on a roll for remakes. It stars Zac Efron as the dad, Sydney Lemon is the mom, and Ryan Kira Armstrong is the kid. And all of them, if you look up, obviously most people know who Zac Efron is, but if you look up the other two, you're gonna recognize them. They've been in some
dreamy.
stuff. But I watched the trailers out. I watched the trailer and I was like, holy shit, this looks like a good movie. I just thought that was awesome that John Carpenter's like, hey, I'll make the music for that. I know a thing or two about horror movies and music.
Yeah, right. Yeah, a thing or two about him.
I've been around the block once or twice. Let's see. You've got the Batman IMAX previews are March 1st. I got my tickets for me and Jen to go see it. They sold out in like 15 minutes. So
yeah, I was gonna go, but then I realized, I'm trying to save up leave for my road trip.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I want to go see it, but I can't sacrifice the time off.
Yeah, it's like a Wednesday or something. It's March 1st. And it's a preview. It's like 3 days before the movie comes out. It's only in IMAX. And they hand out special preview edition comic books that day. So you get to see the movie early. So I bought my tickets for Jen and I'm pretty stoked to go see it.
Nice.
Did you hear about Lord of the Rings? How much it cost for Amazon to make this Lord of the Rings show?
No.
What is it?
All right, so I got 2 Lord of the Rings things. First, the Lord of the Rings TV show is now the most expensive show to make ever.
Okay.
Like episode.
Well, that automatically puts it up on a pedestal. Like, you got to perform, man.
Well, here's why. In order for Amazon to buy the rights, right? So some of these shows, like the Marvel shows, have budgets of like $12 million an episode. And you can see the quality in them. Right? So,
yeah.
So,
all right, and this is Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Power.
Yeah, so this is the Amazon Lord of the Rings show. It was something like, I want to say it was $1 billion was the committed contract. Now, it's because for Amazon to get the rights to make this show, they had to sign a contract and an agreement to 6 fucking seasons of this show.
Yeah.
I'm saying 5 seasons.
5 seasons.
Yeah, 5 seasons said will likely cost the studio well over $1 billion.
Yeah, that's an estimated. They don't know how much this is going to cost them. Now, here's the thing that probably Amazon should have done. So this week, the rights to the Lord of the Rings, the Hobbits, and all of those Hobbitses and Middle Earthers, the rights just went up for sale. For $2 billion. Amazon could have just bought the fucking rights and done what they wanted.
Yeah.
But instead, they're going to spend probably close to $2 billion making a TV show for 5 years when they could have bought the rights to it and licensed it out to games and movies and other TV shows and other, action figures and made all their money back pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So I bet you they're a little salty on that one.
Probably.
Video game news.
That's just wild, though, man. That's insane
dude.
Amount of money.
Every deal right now is coming out to billions. 70 billion.
Inflation.
Well, it's also these huge franchises that have the track record of making shit tons of money at the box office.
It's fucking Lord of the Rings, dude. Like, do you know how many subscriptions they'll probably get just for this fucking show? Just to be on Amazon Prime?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Lord of the Rings, people who are really into the Lord of the Rings are really into Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Yeah, every fucking Renaissance festival fucker is going to be joining Amazon Prime.
Yeah, like they eat that shit up.
So, yeah, I mean, that's just a massive, massive deal to go into these things. And did you guys see the trailer for it?
No.
So
I have not seen it.
Here's what I want you guys to do after this. Go watch the trailer for what was the one we were talking about? Jurassic Park. Jurassic World Dominion, but then go watch the Lord of the Rings one because, and I want you to think of this, everything you watch in there is they're making the stuff at the beginning is real. That is not CG. They really forged and made everything in that trailer.
Nice.
There's a whole documentary on the trailer. Like the trailer won awards for being so badass. Like just go check it out.
Yeah, I will.
You also have to check out the trailer of Lightyear, the Buzz
Oh,
Lightyear
dude.
movie.
Fuck yeah. Lightyear, man. That's the movie that Andy saw in Toy Story 1 that made him go out and buy the Buzz Lightyear figure. That's what Buzz Lightyear's figure is based on. That is such a cool idea. And man, those people are smart to do that.
Yeah, I saw that trailer.
It was really good. I was impressed with it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's really good. All right, I got just a couple more here. We haven't done this in 2 weeks, so I've been building up some news stories.
Let's do it.
PUBG is now free to play on all platforms.
It's always been free to play, I thought.
No, you had to buy it.
We paid $30 for it back in the day.
Yeah, it was free if you had Game Pass. But back when we first started, Mark and I had to buy it when it was a preview, and you've always had to buy it on PC. Now it's free.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might need to get back into playing that too.
Oh, I'm down. Let me know. I love PUBG, man. We played a lot of PUBG.
I mean, I'll reinstall it if you guys want to play.
Let's do it. GTA 6 was officially announced that it's officially being worked on, like we didn't know that it already was.
After all the Red Dead Redemption clues?
Well, we knew that they were going to be working on it. So Rockstar consolidated all of their studios, right?
Yeah.
It was Rockstar North, Rockstar
Montreal, I think.
Yeah. So now instead of each one
London,
of them doing,
isn't there Rockstar London too, or is that?
Yeah,
Rockstar
I think that's North, but there's like 3 or 4 of them. So there's one in California too. So instead of each of them working on separate projects, a couple of years ago they consolidated them into one, to where they all work on one project together, one super project, right? Rockstar is another company that does not have a cash flow problem. Grand Theft Auto fucking 5 has been on the top selling list every year and every month.
Yeah.
Since it launched in like 2013.
Well, it is the best selling intellectual property of all time.
Right. They don't have to worry about that money, and they can take their time, which I'm fine with. I'm not chomping at the bit. I'm going to play the shit out of it, but allow them to do it. Look at the quality and the amount of money this game makes, and the quality of the game when you take your time and take 10 years to make it, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing. When you have Rockstar's track record, you can do that. Not every other developer or licensing studio has that kind of reputation. Look at EA. Look at why EA has to come out with games, every single year for their EA Sports titles and stuff, and they're all the same game, because they don't have that track record of making quality games. They're just like, let's just throw this shit out there.
Exactly. Exactly. It's fucking Rockstar, man. So, yeah, so they announced it. My guess is we probably won't see anything until E3 of 2023. And it probably won't even come out until 2025. I mean, it's going to be a while because they're still working on Red Dead Online. Working on that. And in Grand Theft Auto Online, dude, that still pulls in millions of dollars a month for them.
Yeah, and they still update it.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you remember I almost wanted to download it and start playing it again because I had so much fun, Mark, when we used to go do the heists.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that game was fun.
I don't know, I stopped playing it just because there was like too many griefers in the lobbies that would interfere with like the stuff that you're trying to do. Which is, I mean, it's, fine. It's fair play, but whenever you're actually like, trying to actually accomplish things and you have, these other players that are in the lobby that are preventing you from being able to do that, which is why I wasn't able to get my Enterprise up and running.
Yeah, and same thing. If I'm just trying to get from point A to point B. I don't need 20 little fuckheads to keep running into me and shooting my cars every time I'm trying to do something. So yeah, and then if you go into the the heist and you got the idiots that don't want to follow the mission rules and just go guns blazing, and yeah, you just keep losing after putting in hours. Yeah, I get you. Same thing. That's the same reason why I dipped out. But just hearing that made me, and thinking about how much fun we had with that, almost made me want to hop back in. But I'd rather do PUBG than that.
You guys
Obi-Wan.
heard that there's possibly going to be a GoldenEye 007 remake?
Yeah, I heard they were working on it. There's Microsoft's got a studio working on it.
Yeah, they said we may get a announcement here in the next few weeks.
Yeah, and apparently they're being very careful with it. They're not going to.
The licensing is just nightmarish.
Well, not just that, but because of how loved, like that's always been like.
Oh
when
yeah,
people think about it, the property in that game.
That's
that's
going to have such high standards. I think.
Yeah, that's the game that people talk about when they talk about what got them into shooters, right?
Exactly.
It's either that or Doom, right? So
Right.
Yeah, so I heard about that, and I heard that they've been working real hard on keeping it good.
True.
Obi-Wan gets a release. So the Book of Boba Fett just ended, which I just binge watched all 7 episodes.
How was it? Because I've heard mixed reviews.
In the middle.
I heard it's not a Mandalorian.
Well, Boba Fett's not a Mandalorian.
I'm saying the series wise, it's not Mandalorian.
No, it's a different pace.
It's gonna be hard to beat.
Do I think it's as good as The Mandalorian? No. Parts of it, yes. It had. I'm glad they went this way and didn't make a Boba Fett movie, because Boba Fett is a character that was in a movie for like a couple seconds, and people are like, "Ooh,
before he got thrown into the Sarlacc pit."
Yeah, which in this one was fucking hilarious how he with the Sarlacc. But anyway, I won't spoil shit for you on this one because it's still a new show. But it was
I
good.
haven't seen it yet.
It was good. Trust me, it's worth watching the 7 episodes. It's you dedicate like 6.5 hours to the whole season. It's worth it, and it's connected. You're gonna have to watch that to know what happens for Mandalorian season 3, which they're filming right now.
Yeah.
Right. So watch it because it is fucking good. Obi-Wan is coming out in May. They just announced that it's coming out May of this year. So that is
nice.
Ewan McGregor back as Ben Kenobi, back on Tatooine, because every Star Wars movie is on a desert planet because California's got a desert and it's cheap to shoot there.
Yeah. Hey, you know who else has a desert? Texas.
Yeah. Well, hell, I honestly thought they would have shot it here in Texas because Robert Rodriguez directed a bunch of these episodes.
He's based here in Texas.
But Bryce Dallas Howard has been directing a lot. She's done Mandalorian and she's done some Boba Fett. She's been doing a lot of directing on these Star Wars ones. And I'll tell you what, her episode was good. Her episode was real good. And then obviously Robert Rodriguez gets the big action-filled finale. So
Right.
But yeah, so Obi-Wan's coming out May 20, or there's not a date, but I think it's mid-May. Actually, they may have a date now, but that's going to be a cool show. So we're going to get to watch him watching young Luke grow up and in what he does and his training. So that ought to be pretty good. I wonder if we're going to get to see.
And this is a completely separate timeline, right?
This is before episode 4. This is after the Clone Wars, after episode 3.
Okay.
So this is.
But what I'm saying is, Mandalorian, Book of Fett, not same timeline.
Yes, it is. It takes place after Return of the Jedi.
Okay, so could we see
it's in the same
matchup
timeline. It's just not happening at the same time. Like, obviously, the Mandalorian is farther in the future.
Mandalorian is if we guess his age, we say Mandalorian's
That's-
30 years old.
That's
Right?
what I mean. It's okay. Yes, same timeline,
So
but
yeah,
different times.
exactly. So this Obi-Wan show, we don't know where in the 20-year span between episode 3 and episode 4, so between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope, we don't know where this is, but I'm guessing it's going to be earlier, right? Because he's not going to be as old as the old Ben Kenobi that we see in A New Hope.
So this is like Rogue One time frame.
Yes. No, before that.
Right, yeah, this should be before that. This is where
Rogue One.
about where Ben Kenobi goes into hiding.
Yeah, so we're gonna
Okay.
see a young Darth Vader in this, right? Hayden Christensen's been on set. We're gonna
Yes.
see him in the back to tanks, probably getting rejuvenated. We're gonna see, so this is probably gonna be about. My guess would probably be about 5 years after Episode 3, and like 15 years before A New Hope, because it was like a 20-year time span difference in there.
Okay.
So,
All right.
And then
I hope
Mandalorian.
this bridges the gap because Rogue One did an amazing job at that.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, Mandalorian takes place right after Return of the Jedi. So that would be like 10 years or 5 years after the events of A New Hope, right? So
Okay.
yeah, so you may see, who knows, right? You might see a young Boba Fett. You're probably going to see a young Jabba the Hutt's probably is going to be there, right? Because he was still in power during these times, because he did,
Yeah.
he dies in Return of the Jedi.
Or see maybe a young Jabba the Hutt with the rest of the Hutts.
Well, because we saw Jabba the Hutt younger in episode 1 with the pod racing.
Yeah.
So we might see the twins, the other Jabba's brother and twin sisters. So yeah, who knows, man? It's gonna be cool. It's Star Wars. It's fucking Obi-Wan. It's Ewan McGregor. We're gonna get a hello there. All right. I got 2 more things, and then we can dip into what we're watching. So
Okay, and then I got one more thing after you.
okay. So the Gambit screenwriter. So there was a screenwriter that wrote a Gambit script for Disney, and he says that Disney killed his project. Can you hear the cat? The cat's got a toy in its mouth going brow, brow, brow. She killed a stuffed animal. Anyway, the Gambit screenwriter says that Disney killed his project, as they called it, a mutant Goodfellas. To me,
First off, that sounds amazing.
that's exactly what I wrote on my notes. I said, that sounds amazing. What the fuck are you thinking?
Right, and they need to bring back Channing Tatum so that he can do that role, man.
He's been wanting to do that shit for 15 years.
I don't know what goes through people's minds, but I think they made a mistake on that one.
Well, you got to remember, so Feige is in control of all the Marvel stuff. So my guess is maybe I don't know, because to me that sounds right, because that's what Gambit was. He's a swindler, he's a gangster. He's in like the casinos of Baton Rouge, like that's what I picture with Gambit, right? That's where he comes from. So a mutant Goodfellas sounds amazing, but Marvel, and this is part of the story, is Marvel did confirm that Deadpool 3 will remain rated R. It's going to be the first rated R movie in the MCU.
Good.
Now,
Okay.
right? So, and Ryan Reynolds is all excited about this because this is big. Deadpool is a mutant, right? So this may be our first.
No.
True. I can confirm.
You don't say.
Right? Well, there's no mutants in the MCU right now. Right? So we don't have mutants. So I'm wondering are we going to wait for Deadpool to be the mutant? Or are we going to get introduced to some others, right? Because we got Captain Marvel is coming out with something. Are we going to see where Rogue takes her powers, or Miss Marvel? You've got Fantastic Four coming.
Well, you also have Apocalypse. Apocalypse is the first mutant. So
right.
maybe we can kind of retell that story kind of a little bit better than the films did.
Well, yeah. Oh, and I'm really hoping that Disney does all that right now. I want them to, as much those are all kind of guilty pleasure movies, just because I want to see my characters on TV. They're terrible movies, but they're fun. I still watch them. They didn't make them thinking they were going to win an Oscar, right?
No, yeah, they just made them for the money.
Yeah, they had to do something to retain those rights.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Which is why we got that Fantastic Four movie a couple years ago.
That horrible Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
So Deadpool's gonna be rated R. They killed the Gambit Project. I'm wondering who are we gonna see as a mutant? Because did you guys watch WandaVision?
Yes.
No.
When I can't remember her name, but when that chick went through the barrier and she started getting her powers, she's a mutant, right? It mutates her and gives her powers. So, and they didn't give us a lot of that, explanation. They kind of hurried her away. But, in the comic books, I can't remember her character, but in the comic books, she's a mutant that going through that force field or whatever activates her powers, that trauma.
Yeah.
So, when are we going to start seeing them? Are we going to see them in Doctor Strange with a multiverse? We can start seeing something, right? We may only be a month or two away from starting to get freaking mutants in the MCU. How cool is that?
That'd be pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's badass.
Which leads to the X-Men.
Now, would you rather, here's a question to you guys. Would you rather have, if they bring in the multiverse with these mutants, right? My first thought was the snap, bringing everyone back, is going to cause the mutations.
Okay.
But they might not go that way. They might do it with the multiverse, right? This way they can just easily pop people in. So,
well, remember, because in the comic books, again, like I said earlier, Apocalypse was the first mutant, technically. And that's going back all the way back to ancient Egypt.
Right. But it may not be on this universe, right? That may be a different one. We don't know.
Right. Yeah.
But,
well, of course.
But they have the Eternals in here. So do you think maybe we get a Silver Surfer that pops in? And then the big bad in 10 years from now, Galactus finally arrives? Right? So now in the next 10 years, they have to build up their teams to fight Galactus, which is where we get
later on the Beyonder.
Right? There's a lot of things. It'd be cool if we got a Silver Surfer that came in. But so here's my question. When they bring in the X-Men, do you want them coming in fully trained from the multiverse? Kind of, they already know who they are. They're already formed as a team. Or would you rather have where they find them on this Earth and create the original X-Men, where you've got Jean Grey as Miss Marvel, you've got Beast, you've got Iceman, and then Cyclops, and then they bring in Wolverine later. You've got.
I'd rather have that. I think that.
Well, they should introduce Wolverine against the Hulk, bro.
That's what I'm thinking, right?
Yeah.
Bring in a Hulk movie. Hell, we got an Iron Fist show. Bring in another Iron Fist and introduce fucking Sabretooth, because that's where Sabretooth was introduced, was in the Iron Fist comic.
Yeah.
Right? We've got all the Marvel characters. Now we can start introducing them. The only problem is the Iron Fist show did shit on Netflix.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
But bring us back for a little bit more. They're bringing Deadpool back. All right, they're bringing Deadpool back. They're bringing Daredevil back. Hell, John Barenthal said that he'll come back for Punisher if they make it rated R. Disney's considering that because of Deadpool.
Hell yeah.
Speaking of Deadpool, real quick, I pulled the numbers. We were looking at top grossing movies and shit, or we were talking about it.
Yeah.
Top grossing rated R movie worldwide. Number 1 is Joker, obviously, with $1,074 million.
Great movie.
But guess what? Number 2 yeah, dude, Joker made a fuck ton. They backed that cash truck up. Guess what number 2 and number 3 is for the highest grossing rated R movies?
Deadpool 1 and 2.
Deadpool 1 and Deadpool fucking 2. Worldwide, highest
Nice.
rated R movies, right? Then, and that's worldwide. You know, domestically rated R, number 1, Passion of the Christ at 370 million. Number 2, Deadpool, 363 million. Only $7 million would have took the top domestic.
Deadpool could kill Jesus.
Number 3 was American Sniper, and number 4 was Joker. Right? So that means in the top 4 of worldwide and domestic rated R, you've got comic book movies. Right?
Yeah.
So they have to know that it's going to sell. Right? That it's going to
Yeah,
make money.
rated R Punisher. Yeah. With John Bernthal. Yeah.
Exactly. You know, look at it, top grossing worldwide, right? We talked about that last time. Avatar's number 1 at 2.8 billion, but Endgame's right behind it at 2.7 billion. Right? And then you have The Force Awakens, Infinity War, Spider-Man No Way Home, and Jurassic World. Like, look at those. The only one up there in that list that is like a true movie is Titanic, which is number 3 at 2.2 billion. Every other one of those is a comic book or nerd fucking movie.
It's because we rule the world.
Hell yeah.
We're not going anywhere.
Right? Give me a goddamn Gambit Goodfellas movie. Bring him fucking in there,
Hell
man.
yeah.
Give us the Deadpool rated R, which they already said they are. Give us the Punisher rated R. Bring us those comics that, you know, you don't have to make them all rated R, but give us the ones that should be. Make them that.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Right?
tailor it to the character. Yeah, tailor the rating to the character.
Exactly. You know, it sells. People are going to pay the money for it. You know, look what they're
hell yeah.
Look what they're doing. You know, they should have done it with Venom, to be honest, but they were afraid. They didn't want to cut off the ticket sales of a lot of people. But I feel like if they would have gone full bore or gave us a director's cut that was rated R, I think it would have been a lot better. Same thing with Carnage, right? You can't do Carnage PG-13. I'm sorry.
No, you cannot.
No. Yeah.
You
Too
know,
violent.
and then the last thing I got on this, and then we'll get to yours, Mark, is Russell Crowe just joined Kraven the Hunter cast. So this is in the Sony's Spider-Verse, right? His Sinister Six type thing they're setting up. Aaron Taylor Johnson is playing Kraven, which is odd because in the MCU he played Pietro Maximoff, right? Quicksilver. So if they link the Spider-Verse and the MCU, he's playing 2 characters. But yeah, he's playing Kraven the Hunter, and Russell Crowe just joined the cast. We don't know who he's playing yet.
Last one I saw Russell Crowe
Nice.
in was the Dark Universe Mummy.
Oh yeah, with where you played
Dr. Jekyll.
yeah, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Mr. Hyde, yeah. He did a good job with that one.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wish they would have kept going with that Dark Universe. Like, I understand the Mummy. I liked it, but it wasn't.
It was all right.
It wasn't the Universal Monsters Mummy, but I
Right.
thought it was a good movie. Right? Like, come on, bring us the Dracula. Bring us the. You know, now they're going Blumhouse with all these side projects. They did the Invisible Man that way versus the original. But the problem is, man, I don't want to go off on a rant on this, but the original Invisible Man was so fucking good, man. The one from the 30s and 40s.
Yeah.
Like the dude gets he gets the elixir and he starts going crazy with power and he's running around fucking killing people and shit. Like, damn. Like that was such a good one. And yeah, the remake was good by Blumhouse. I really enjoyed it, but that was just a tech suit with a bunch of cameras that made the guy invisible. Like, they kept the horror aspect, right? It was great all the way through. The lady didn't know she was going crazy. People thought she was going crazy. Like, it was really good, but I don't know, man. I really wanted to see those giant tentpole action Dark Universe style stuff. I thought that would have been cool.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
But all right, man, I'm done with my news. Go ahead. What you
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, just an exclusive just came up a couple days ago. Actually, was that Jean-Claude Van Damme is going to be retiring after his next movie.
got? Oh, damn. It's matter getting too hard to do splits in your 60s. All right. Hey, you know what I saw at Best Buy the other day that I almost wanted to buy? That Steelbook edition of freaking Street Fighter.
Nice.
Oh,
I
man.
haven't heard of anything about Street Fighter in years.
Well, that's because the game
Well,
just went
they
exclusive to
made
Sony.
yeah. Well, they
Yeah.
made. Yeah, I mean, they made the one Street Fighter movie,
Yeah.
and it didn't really do that well. It was not. It was critically panned, but I mean, I thought it was really good. I mean, I mean, you know, we were children, so of course we're gonna love that shit. We're gonna eat it up, no matter you know how bad the movie is.
It was a classic 90s movie.
Yeah, I loved it.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah, I mean it's a 90s movie and it was the last one for what's his name? Raul
Oh yeah, the one that played M Bison.
Gomez from the Addams Family.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like his last movie before he died. All right, so that's the news. Quite a bit. That was like an hour and a half of news stories.
Hour and a half, so it may need to be edited down a little bit.
But
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Nah, hey, I love the news. That's like my favorite part of it. So,
Oh,
all right,
yeah.
let's get into it, man. So, Keith, you had a fucking homework assignment. Your 10-year-old movie homework assignment. What did you
Right,
watch?
let's see your
Like
book report,
20-year-old.
Keith.
Spider-Man 3. All right.
Dun dun dun.
Spider-Man 3.
Not
Also-
the greatest.
Did you start doing a trendy little bounce walk as you were like dancing through the streets with your hair combed
Right.
over, listening to My Chemical Romance?
Angsty teen.
That's Spider-Man 3 hashtag emo Spider-Man.
Yeah, I was.
They're gonna be bringing that into the Spider-Verse pretty soon.
I was not impressed with this one. It was very emo. The whole thing. I was just no.
Well, remember,
I like.
go
what?
ahead. I was just gonna say, remember that this is the one that we talked about last week, where we said that it was too much. They had too many villains. They should have, chopped it down. They should have cut out. I honestly, they could have done without the Venom part, and the movie would have been 100% better.
Right. Yeah, you had Venom, which I thought the Venomized Spider-Man was pretty cool, but
Yeah.
I don't think it needed to be in there at all.
I agree.
Indeed.
Indubitably.
Okay, go on. Go on with your
Keep
book
going.
report.
Keep going. Tell us about it.
Sandman. I thought that part was pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
He was my favorite in that movie.
Right.
The actor's all phenomenal, right? He's been in some really good shit. But the Sandman, the story, that was like the only one where you got a fleshed out actual story of him.
Yep. I really thought was it Harry, right? I really thought Harry was gonna be Hobgoblin.
I fucking told you. No, he becomes some stupid ass new goblin shit.
Yeah, I'm like, what is this? This is stupid. I didn't like it. But I'm looking forward to what's the next one in line?
It's the Andrew Garfield's Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which
And you have that one too?
yeah, I've got them all on there. So
Okay.
those I liked those. They were like the least commercially successful, and probably least critically successful, but I enjoyed them, man. The action, the Spider-Man suit, the way he flies, and honestly, his Peter Parker I thought was way better because he was a smart ass compared to the Tobey
Which I've
Maguire's.
always known
Yeah.
Spider-Man to be.
Right, yeah, that's more true to the Spider-Man characters. He's you know, he's
Yeah,
a
but
smartass.
Toby Maguire was really serious all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the best part of the Tobey Maguire one when he was getting to be a smartass was in the beginning of the first one when he's fighting Bonesaw, and he's like, "Oh, that's a cute dress. Did your husband make that for you?" Like,
Right.
you know, that is what
Where he
Spider-Man.
like grew into his mojo.
Right, that's how it should be, right? And Andrew Garfield's is like that. You know, yeah, he's got some brooding moments, but he's a smartass about everything. And you'll see when you get to those movies, we'll talk about them as well. But I really like the Andrew Garfield ones.
Okay. Yeah. What? The third one, Spider-Man 3. Way too much CGI when it came to Spider-Man. The first and the second, it actually looked like a human was swinging from building to building.
Yeah.
This one, you could very obviously see they made it CG.
Well, they talked about the budget on this one. Sam Raimi was saying that, you know, he had a budget and he tried to fit all of that stuff in. And there was a
Right.
lot of scenes that looked like, you know, they were on a sound stage and stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if they would have taken Venom completely out of it, then they could have had the budget to actually like make it look better. And what do you think about the casting of Topher Grace?
Eddie Brock is a fucking bodybuilder. Not
Topher
Topher Grace.
The skinniest motherfucker.
You know, I understand they were getting it based off of name and recognition, but look, if they would have cut out Venom, they could have kept the black suit because there was plans to make a Spider-Man 4. They were going to do it. And they could have brought in Venom and Spider-Man 4 and just introduced the black
Spider-Man
suit.
3 came out.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's what killed that whole franchise.
Yeah,
who did Venom? The actual movie Venom.
Sony.
No. Who's the character?
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy?
Tom Hardy. Man,
He's not a character, he's an actor. He's a real person, Keith.
that one. Yes.
Tom Hardy actually exists.
Yes.
I know he actually.
It's not Eddie Brock playing Tom Hardy who's playing Venom.
He's a human. He's a human being.
He made an outstanding Venom.
Well, he does the voice of Venom. Tom Hardy is a very big method actor. The way he does it, he gets into his shit and it gets into his head,
right?
And he does a very good job of walking around acting like he's a fucking schizophroid.
He did a good job in Lawless. I don't know if you guys have seen that.
I've seen everything.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy, man, he's one of my tops.
The bootlegging movie, he did a really good job in that one.
Yeah, it was good.
My favorite one from him is Warrior. Like, he's just a fucking beast in that movie.
Warrior was a great movie too. That was a good story.
Jesus Christ, he just walks in. He doesn't give a shit about any of the politics of the fight. He walks in, he hits that dude, the dude hits the ground, he walks back out. He doesn't even wait to put his fist in the air. He's like, I did my job, I'm fuck out of here.
Cut me my check.
Oh, I do need to state real quick before the comments or anybody on here crucifies me. Any of those fuck knuckles try to crucify me. In the last episode, when you were talking about J.K. Simmons as
J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah, I kept saying fucking Perry White. Perry White
from DC.
Yeah, Perry White is the is Clark Kent's boss. So at the yeah, I realized that.
I'm talking about the State Farm guy.
Yeah, you're talking about J. Jonah Jameson, which is played by J.K. Simmons, who Keith is a real person.
That is true. Yes, J.K. Simmons is a real person, Keith.
So yes,
not quite my tempo.
I kept saying Perry White in the Daily Bugle, and that's not what I was trying to.
Well, did you get that reference, Mark?
Yeah, I got that reference.
What did he say? I didn't catch it.
I said not quite my tempo. It's from Whiplash.
Whiplash, yeah.
Whiplash.
All right, Juno, keep going.
I'm done with Spider-Man 3. I really.
So is the rest.
Everybody else.
So is the rest of the fucking world.
No. So
right.
we watched Suicide Squad 2 because you said I have to watch it in order
not-
to watch the Peacemaker series.
It's the Suicide Squad, not Suicide Squad 2.
Whatever. Fast and Furious, the Fast and Furious.
Dude.
Well, no, because Fast and Furious is one of the titles in the Fast and Furious franchise, but The Fast and the Furious is the first movie in the franchise. So it's not the same difference.
Yes, exactly
Yeah.
what she said.
Anyway,
Yeah, Suicide Squad, dude, legit.
so we watched the Suicide Squad and laughed our asses off because the polka dot man is just
Yes,
great.
fucking polka dot man, dude, and fucking goddamn, what's his name? King Shark, dude, when he's like eating people. Oh my god, this shit was hilarious. When they
he's
go
like he's like nom nom.
nom nom. when they have they're going to save Rick Flag, and they they go through and they have not Deadshot. God damn it, what's it? Fuck, what's it?
Bloodsport.
Bloodsport. There you go. When they have
The Idris Elba character.
yeah, Idris Elba.
Yeah, he did so good.
With him and fucking John Cena's Peacemaker, they have their little kill off as they're going through the thing.
Yeah, I've seen clips of that. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Dude,
Oh,
it's
you haven't
so
seen
good.
it?
No, I
seen it yet.
didn't see the movie yet.
Oh
Bro,
my god,
it's worth watching.
Hilarious.
James Gunn makes some good shit, man. Like he did a movie called Brightburn, and it does have Elizabeth Banks, which, like you said, rolls back into she was a little cameo in Spider-Man as the secretary.
Yeah.
I knew she looked familiar. I just couldn't put a pin in it.
You need to watch Brightburn. Like I said, it's what happens if Superman comes to Earth and he is bad. And it's a series that they do that they follow other. You know, his name's not Kal-El, and it's not Superman. He has his own logo, the Brightburn logo, but it follows that. You know, who's going to stop him, right? Who can stop this undefeatable Superman if he was evil?
Right. Wasn't that same thing in what was it? Some sort of court was saying, it was the Avengers, wasn't it? They were trying to put a limit on the superheroes.
Yeah, that's the Civil War. That's
okay, yeah.
Where Tony Stark was all for the registration of superheroes and
right.
Captain America.
Yeah, and Captain America was opposed to it because freedom and liberty.
Yeah.
America.
America.
Exactly. So yeah, it's just like that, and it's also they do it in Justice League, right? With Superman when he goes to court for destroying all that shit, and he's like,
and then it blows up.
Or you got Watchmen. Who watches the Watchmen? Oh, speaking of which, have you guys watched the Watchmen on HBO yet?
No, I have not. Did not watch the series.
Oh, but I heard it was really good.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. That show.
I'm watching Westworld right now. We just started watching that one.
Yeah, that's good. That is a good one. But you need to watch it. It's I don't know, it's like 7 episodes, 8 episodes, but holy shit, was that Watchmen show fucking good, dude. Holy shit. I completely forgot about it. Like, now I want to go back and watch it again. But you need to watch it. It should have won all the awards of how good this show was. Man, was it good.
Yeah, I heard it was really good. I mean, it like critics were like raving about it.
It was. I went back and I was watching an old Kevin Smith podcast, and he was talking about how it just blew him away. All right, so yeah, Keith, so you watched the Suicide Squad, so now you need to watch Peacemaker, right? I didn't get a chance to watch Nightmare Alley, which is what I was going to watch this week, because I Mom and Dad came, and then I ended up binge watching Peacemaker. And next week is the finale, or actually, I think it comes out today. Holy shit! So take the Suicide Squad and how good Peacemaker was, and then that's all you get times 10 of Peacemaker.
Okay, I'm actually pretty interested to see that show, to be honest. Peacemaker is funny as hell.
Dude, it's written and directed by James Gunn again, every episode. And the theme song, every show I skip the intro. I'm like, all right, I don't need to fucking hear this theme song again. Right? I watch it on the first one. I may watch it on the second one. And after that, thank God they give us that little skip intro button.
Oh yeah, I use that a lot in The Walking Dead too.
I use it for everything except for Peacemaker. Because watching John Cena in his ridiculous fucking outfit doing a choreographed dance number is one of the greatest fucking things you will ever see on TV. He looks like a fucking He-Man action figure. Like it looks ridiculous in this thing. And they're doing it. They have all of them are out there doing this like giant dance number. The whole cast. You've got Robert Patrick is even in there doing it. Like, come on, man. You got T1000 dancing. But yeah, you need to watch this show because it is in fucking insane. I'm trying to think of something I can compare it to, right? So Watchmen is more of a serious, like work of art type show. It's just really good. This is
Well, yeah, I mean it's Frank Miller.
Yeah, it's super dark, but it doesn't follow the same story as the other Watchmen. This pulls up some pretty dark shit from our past as a country, and it's really good. Stuff that they don't teach in school that they bring to light in this, which is fucking insane. But actually, you might have heard of it. It's when our own military bombed one of our own cities here in the U.S. in Oklahoma. Yeah, most people don't know about that. It's fucking crazy.
What, the Oklahoma City bombing?
No, like our military bombed, like dropped bombs or some shit, or had an airstrike on. It was all about racial stuff. It's crazy, dude. Just I don't want to ruin it because you need to watch it. But go watch Watchmen. But this show, I'm trying to compare it to something. I mean, if you've seen the Suicide Squad, just know it's that, but even better. Because oh my god, dude, and the references, they reference like crazy freaking side Batman characters like Batmite. This one dude's like, well, it's not like you're fucking like Batmite or anything. And John Cena's like, who the fuck is Batmite? He's like, oh, I don't know. He's like a 3 foot tall interdimensional being that thinks he's Batman. And John Cena's like, what the fuck has this world come to? Like, it's crazy, dude. You need to watch it.
Okay.
So that's what I watched was Peacemaker, and I'll give you guys a week or so to hop in and watch it or at least watch the first episode so we can talk about it. I don't want to spoil it because it's fucking hilarious the shit they do. But yeah, that's what I watched, and it kind of ties in there with Spider-Man and all of our Marvel stuff. So what'd you watch, Mark?
Just been watching more of The Walking Dead, and you already know what I think about all that stuff because it's just more of the same.
It's like a beast of burden, right? You just gotta hug through
I just gotta get through it. But actually, I've also been reading a book series recently, actually for the past few years, by David Simpson. It's
wait. You know how to read?
I read a book once, yes.
Oh, and it didn't have pictures? Wait.
It had to have had pictures.
It had to just all been pictures and no words, right?
Yeah.
No, this one actually surprisingly didn't have any pictures.
Just blew my fucking mind.
Yeah.
What's the series? What is it?
So it's called the Post-Human series. It's it's sci-fi, as you guys know that I'm a huge fan of sci-fi.
Oh yeah.
And it's going into a lot of things that are kind of relevant these days about what scientists are talking about, like nanobots and AI. It goes into like some of the dangers that can come from the development of AI and the use of nanobots. So it's really cool. give it a read if you haven't heard of it. David Simpson, I would put him kind of in the same class as like he would be like your contemporary Isaac Asimov.
Well,
All
you've
right.
heard of the two Facebook AIs, right? They created their own language.
Yeah, yeah, they were like talking to each other and
They
like
were talking to each other.
researchers
They
didn't
created
know what they were saying to each other.
right. They created their own language, and the engineers had to shut it down because fucking Skynet.
Yeah, did you see that shit where they'll ask the AI, they have it research, and then they'll say, okay, paint me a picture of like hell or what heaven would look like, and then the AI creates a picture. Have you seen those things?
Oh yeah, they're
No,
weird. They're
well, hold
weird
on.
as hell,
Say that
man.
again.
So just look up like AI draws hell or AI draws something. And people will be like, this is what we had the AI create for what it visions hell to be. And it is some crazy shit.
Yeah,
I'm looking right
there
now.
are a few programs out there that they've done like AI artwork, and it's just you can tell that like a human didn't have anything to do with the creation like of this image. It's so weird. But
Yeah,
yeah, so that's what the post-human series is about. Like the kind of the dangers of, what if we let an AI go unchecked? You know, these future possibilities, because David Simpson is also a futurist as well. So he's also I think he also directed a film as well.
all
So
right. Yeah, I'll check it out, man. I actually just reread a series that I loved, which is A Signal to Noise and A Signal Shattered by Eric Nyland. And it follows its protagonists through they're in the future where they have these like virtual reality like bubbles, like if you sat inside a tent type thing. And they do like espionage and all sorts of crazy shit. But he ends up getting a signal from space that they thought was just noise, and he decodes it, and he ends up talking to like an alien race, and the alien gives him the technology to uh teleport. Essentially, they like modify his brain to where he can like manipulate other people's bubbles and manipulate things around the world, and he can teleport and shit. And what it does is the alien, whose name is Wheeler, he calls himself Wheeler, uh they trade information. He says, hey, you tell me about your people, you're the humans, and I'll give you this technology. And then he says, okay, tell me about your politics or whatever, or your just stuff like that. They trade information back and forth. And so what ends up happening is that the technology that Wheeler gives, uh it ends up actually slowing down the rotation of the earth
yeah,
for the teleporting. And what he's doing is he's essentially like grooming the earth for destruction to come take it over. And it is a crazy series, man. I really, really enjoyed it. It's pretty
yeah,
far
I
out.
remember reading those books. I mean, they were really great books.
Yeah, a long time ago. I just picked it up again to read it, and I was like, man, I've been wanting to read it for a while, and they're hard to find, dude. If you want like a brand new, I had to rebuy them because I can't find the second one.
Yeah, no, I still have the physical copies.
Yeah, I have the first one, but I couldn't find the second one. And I looked it up online, and you can buy a used one. I think I found it on eBay for like, I don't know, $10 or something, but like a brand new copy because it was a limited print. It's like 80 fucking dollars for a brand
Yeah.
new one. These books are hard to find. Like you can't find them. And it's called Signal to Noise and Signal Shattered. It's from, let's see who, Eric Nyland. Is it
Yeah,
EO
he wrote some of the books, some of the Halo
Halo? Yep. And
books.
that's how I found out about him. It's because he did the Fall of Reach book, which is like I've
Yeah, that was a good one.
read that book like 12 fucking times. The only other book I've read that much was Ender's Game. Uh,
Ender's Game, and Ender's Shadows were both great series as well. Like, or like as like I said, like the David Simpson, he's kind of in that sort of vein as like Asimov or
Yeah.
Scott Card, like those. If you like those authors
I have to check it out.
and everything within those sci-fi universes, then I think you'll really get into the post-human.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out because it's EOS Books. EOS Books is who made this one. But yeah, Ender's Game, Ender's Shadow. I've read the whole series. Like, there's like, I don't know, like 10 of them. But
Yeah, there's 10 total books. Yeah.
Ender's Game
Great.
and Ender's Shadow are like the best ones. Like, just read them back to back. And honestly, I'm upset that when they made that movie, they introduced Bean like as part of his flight. And I'm just like, man, they could have done it so much better by just tying it in together. They could have just combined the two books and made a story out of that. It could have been so much better.
Yeah, kind of do like a sort of like they did with Godfather 2.
Yeah,
where they kind of went back and forth between Ender's story and Bean's story
until
and
they
kind
meet
of
up.
like you see the parallels between them.
Yeah, until they meet up in Dragon Army, right? Like that
Yeah.
that would have been cool. We see how Ender and Bean go through the same story and they're going through, back and forth in in frequency until it gets faster and faster until bam, now they're together and now we get to see from there. Like that would have been so freaking cool to do it that way.
Yeah, it really would have.
But
because I read all 10 of those books too. They were fucking amazing.
Speaker of the Dead and was it Xenocide?
Yeah.
Talk about some long reads, man.
Oh yeah. But I mean, they're worth it. It's great, great
sci-fi.
story. Yeah.
Great sci-fi.
So I just looked up the pictures of that AI.
Yeah, dude.
Generated hell.
Yeah,
they're creepy
weird,
as hell, man.
It's some creepy shit, right?
Yeah. Nope.
Hell,
I'm afraid for the future.
Elon Musk, one of his things is like, hey, we got to be careful with this AI shit.
I mean, Stephen Hawking said that shit before he died, which AI probably killed him.
It's we don't understand. Like our cell phone has more technology than they had to send the fucking space shuttle to the fucking moon in the 60s. Like,
and it's always listening.
Technology has come very far, and people don't understand how smart some of this shit is behind the scenes. Like, one of the things they're working on is rating people, right? Like China does it. You get in trouble. You become an undesirable if you're
right. Your social credit score gets too low.
Right. Apple has that stuff integrated into their shit. Like everything has that stuff integrated in. It's just when do they flip the switch? They don't understand. They're scoring us behind the scenes. This technology is smart. It's very smart. Get into some crazy sci-fi shit, man. I love sci-fi stories. You can get into so many conspiracy theories and so many cool stories just by thinking about all that.
Well, and plus, what we call like science fiction right now, given enough time and technological advancement, becomes a lot of it becomes science fact. It's like what we saw like in Star Trek with tablets and communicators and stuff like that.
That's what I was gonna say.
I was just gonna say
the 50s and 60s, and the stuff that we have now was science fiction back then.
Yep. The walking around with cell phones in our pockets, communicators, tablets,
Space Force. That symbol is straight from the Star Trek.
It's a fucking Star Trek logo.
Yeah.
It's good shit. Hey, did you watch Space Force on Netflix?
Yes, that was
hilarious.
So fucking good. I wish they would have brought it back for another season.
I think they are supposed to be doing another season.
Oh my god, hell yeah. That was a good show, man. He thought he was going in for a promotion, and they're like, yeah, we're going to make you in charge of Space Force. He's like,
oh, man.
Steve Carell, man. Steve Carell's funny as hell, dude.
The fuck? Well, I don't have anything else. What about you guys?
I'm good until next week.
Yeah, that's it for me.
All right. Well, we'll wrap it up. Thank you for coming and joining us on this 2-hour fucking journey today. I'm gonna go bash my head against the wall as I edit this audio. And thank you for coming.
Yeah.
All right,
Thanks for
guys.
coming to
Make
Pop
sure
Culture.
to
Yeah,
make sure to
thank
join our
you.
Discord, Pop Culture Kick, and hit us up on Twitter. I'm at PCK_Keith.
I'm at PCK_Nick_Zilla.
And I am Mark Becker II on Facebook. Eventually, I will get around to making a Twitter.
Yeah, he's a fucking lame.
What is a lame? Tell me, Donnie. How does one suck a fuck? Gingerly touch tips.
What is the most unattractive male first name in the English language?
What you just said, Keith, is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Most of all, fuck you!
That's all, folks.